The hidden box in the attic. A very happy Ayub family stood before their new house, its tall clean windows gleaming of hope of a great future. Mr. Ayub was so proud, believing this home marked safety, stability, and a long-awaited new beginning. But old houses come with secrets. The secrets which should never be awakened. Up in the attic, beneath layers of dust and forgotten years, sat a wooden box the landlord strictly warned them never to open. Zain and Zara were curious. They didn't listen. Now the box lies open, and something has awakened. Let's listen what was in the box and what the family must do to get out of the house alive.
The Ayub family stood before their new house, its windows like wide, hopeful eyes. "Isn't it wonderful?" said Aisha, squeezing her husband's hand. Mr. Ayub smiled. "It's our new beginning." Zain and Zara, their children, couldn't wait to explore. "I bet there's a secret passage," Zain whispered to his sister. Zara giggled. "I hope it has a big garden for cartwheels." The house was full of empty rooms that echoed with their footsteps. They raced up the stairs, their laughter bouncing off the walls. "My room," shouted Zain, diving into the room with the blue door. "This one is mine," Zara declared, twirling in the middle of a room with a large window overlooking the garden. Aisha watched her from the doorway, her heart full of happiness. In the highest part of the house, up a creaky ladder, was a dusty attic, and in the very center of the attic sat a small wooden box. It was carved with strange symbols and bound with a rusty iron lock. Mr. Ayub and Aisha found them staring at it. "Ah, that," Mr. Ayub said, his voice suddenly serious. "The landlord said we must never, ever open that box." Aisha added, "Some things are best left alone, my loves." But Zain and Zara were too curious. That night, when the house was quiet, they tiptoed back to the attic. "What do you think is inside?" Zara whispered, her eyes wide. "Treasure," Zain breathed. "Or magic." The lock was old and brittle. With a little wiggle and a pull, it snapped open. They looked at each other, took a deep breath, and slowly lifted the lid. A puff of purple smoke coiled out of the box. It twisted and grew, forming into a tall figure with wild dark hair and glowing green eyes. "Who dares release Kuntala Churail?" she hissed. Hearing the noise, Mr. Ayub and Aisha rushed in. They froze in the doorway, staring in horror at the ghostly figure and their frightened children. "What have you done?" Aisha cried. The Churail laughed, a sound like crackling leaves. She swept her arms wide, and purple mist spread from her fingertips. "This house is mine now," she shrieked, "and you are my prisoners." Mr. Ayub ran to the front door, but it wouldn't budge. A shimmering purple barrier covered it. They tried the windows, but they were sealed with the same magical energy. They were trapped. Skuntala Churail floated down the stairs. "You will stay here and serve me," she declared, her green eyes flashing. "No one enters and no one leaves." The house grew darker and strange shadows danced in the corners. The family huddled together in the living room. "It's all our fault," Zain mumbled, tears in his eyes. Zara hugged her mother tightly. "How do we fix this?" she sobbed. Mr. Ayub looked towards the attic stairs, then at the box, which still lay open on the floor. The landlord said never to open it, he remembered. If she came out of the box, maybe the only way is to put her back in. "But how?" Aisha asked. "She's too powerful." Zara sniffled and wiped her eyes. "When we moved in," she said quietly, "I saw her looking at my bag of candies, the super sour, rainbow swirl kind. A plan began to form." Zain grabbed the bag of candies and crept to the bottom of the attic stairs. "Oh, what a shame," he said loudly. "All these delicious sugary candies and no one to share them with." He unwrapped one, and the crinkling sound echoed through the silent house. From the attic, Skuntala Churail's head peeked over the edge, her green eyes fixed on the candy. "Sweets?" she rasped. Slowly, she began to float towards the box, her gaze never leaving the colorful treats Zain and Zara were now scattering around it. She landed beside the box and greedily began to scoop up the candies, stuffing them into her smoky mouth. "More," she demanded. Aisha and the children backed away slowly, leaving a clear path for Mr. Ayub. That was the moment. While the churel was distracted, Mr. Ayub lunged forward. With a mighty heave, he slammed the heavy lid shut. Click! The old lock snapped back into place. The purple mist vanished. The sun streamed through the windows, and the Ayub family was safe once more.
Thank you for listening to the story. Stay tuned for more. Don't forget to subscribe and show your support to the channel.